we are blessed to have huge special guests. We got 5-star defensive lineman, top 5 player in the nation, David Hicks Jr. David, what's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Not doing much right
now. That's good, man. Good. So, David, for those who don't know you, just tell us a little bit about yourself, where you come from, all that good stuff, man.
I was born in Louisiana. Then I moved to Houston when I was real young. Then moved to Katy. Went to elementary in Katy. Went to middle school in Katy and high school there. And then just transferred to Allen this year. So, yeah.
Yeah. Man, it's a crazy journey you got there. Obviously, now you're playing for a head coach at Allen that, has college level experience in coaching. You're playing for a program at Allen that, very highly regarded in the state of Texas, man. What's it been like for you to go from Houston to Dallas and play for such a prestigious high school football program in Texas?
It's been an experience. Definitely new, different types of football, so being able to see both sides helped me a lot.
What's your opinion on? Go ahead, Matt.
What we really want to know is, what is the Netflix jam right now? What are you Netflixing, binging right now?
Binging Netflix. I'm not gonna lie. Really, I have been chilling on Netflix, but when I do watch Netflix, I watch a lot of like Cobra Kai, Flash. Sometimes I watch Supergirl, stuff like that. Yeah.
That's good stuff.
So when y'all played Atascocita this year?
Yes, sir.
You're from Houston. You're going up against Cam Dewberry, of course, head to Texas A&M. What happens when y'all are along the line of scrimmage together? Are y'all talking to each other? Is it just straight business out there? Just what's the vibe when two big 5-star guys are just going at
it? Me and Cam, I've been knowing Cam for a minute since BT, so me and Cam was already good. So me going against him, we just always say good rep. I win some, he like good job, he wins some, I pat him on the head too. So that's just how it was when we played against each other.
Man, obviously this year you had a fantastic year. You were defensive MVP of the district. You ended the year with 13 sacks, 88 tackles, 22 tackles for loss. What was this season like for you? I know that you guys didn't necessarily end the season how you wanted to, but what was it like for you, man?
I had fun. I had fun being with my teammates, being with my coaches. I would say, yeah, it's pretty much how it was. I just had fun.
Yeah.
How inspirational is it, or how fun is it to play? We've done a lot of stories about kids playing for their dads. Your dad's a coach at Allen. What is that like? When do y'all turn it off? Like, I know you're like on the ride home, you're talking football, the dinner table, you're talking. When do y'all ever turn it off, or what's that like?
Really, when we get home after games, we talk about it, and then when we at home, times we talk about it. But really, after season, it's just we don't really talk about it as much. But during season, we like to stay in business, try to get better.
When did your mom just say, like, boom, cut this football talk?
All the time.
So, David, I actually have a question for you, man. Obviously, you're being recruited by everyone. You dropped your top 11. You got teams like A&M, Alabama, Florida, LSU, Clemson, Notre Dame. What, so far, of the visits that you've gone on, what has been, one, your favorite game that you went to this year, and then two, just favorite visit memory in general?
I would say my favorite game I went to, that's tough because I have two that I really like. I guess the Texas one, when I went with my friend to Texas, that was pretty fun. I had a fun time there. And then also when I went to the A&M versus Auburn game, I had a fun time at that one. I would say my favorite memory, I guess, is like my first time ever walking on to campus at Clemson. I had a real good time too.
That's good, man. Those sound like great visits. I was actually at the A&M Auburn game. That was a great game
Yeah.
to fan at. So, second question, kind of leading into that. For those of us fans, obviously we want guys to go to our favorite schools and stuff. But what's it like being a recruit, going through the recruiting process, going through talking to these coaches, and just kind of tell us what it's like as a recruit?
In the beginning, it's not as hectic, but once you end up, I'd say later on in the process, it gets a lot more hectic, a lot more messages, and a lot more phone calls and stuff like that. It's just really, you really just got to stay humble and keep working. Don't let it all get to your head.
Like everybody talking, you got your first girlfriend. What was your first offer? And when you got that first offer, you're thinking, oh, dude, this is going to be the rest of my life. Who was that first school that offered?
The first school that offered me was actually, I think, in December of my freshman year. I got offered by Texas Southern when I was at my uncle's house. So it was pretty fun.
So, hey, your dad is, he played in the league a little bit. He's pretty massive. Do y'all just go one-on-one? What's the gym situation like when y'all are working out? Are you working out together? Does he give you tips? What's the deal?
Well, with my dad, he still keep up with me. I don't know how, but he still do. So
yeah,
we work out. He'll still do the workouts with me. He try to show me like I can do it. I know you can do it. So we did that a lot my sophomore year, and going into my sophomore year.
Thoughts on, just your decision time. And what's your timeline like? Is it going to be like, hey, I want to decide before the beginning of the season, or is it you want to do it in an all-star game? What's your kind of timeline in your head?
Right now, my plan is to commit at the Under Armour All-American camp.
Sweet. Nice.
So I guess kind of going into that, while you're kind of going through this process and going to be committing, obviously you've seen a lot, I guess, of this previous recruiting class. There's been guys that are helping whatever team they're going to go to kind of recruit guys. Do you have any guys that you are going to be trying to get to come play with you wherever you decide to go, or guys that you have been talking to like, yeah, this would be sweet if we all came together in the same class, started playing together somewhere?
I got my guy, Ashton Porter. We've been friends since we was little, so I always wanted him to come with me. I'll be trying to tell him we should go to the same school. So probably him, and then a couple other dudes in Houston area to come with me too.
Okay.
When you went from Houston to Dallas, I mean, you played a really good district also with Katie, and Taylor's pretty good, but what's the difference? Is there a big difference between the two areas as it relates to high school football?
I would say the big difference is, I would say in Katy it's more like run heavy. It's a lot of more single back type stuff, and here it's a lot more. You get a lot more screens, a lot more passes, stuff like that. So
when I see you tackle, it seems like you are trying to punish people and sling them on the ground. I mean, you should wrestle, bro. I mean, you look like a wrestler out there when you're like pile driving some of these guys. And I mean, is it just kind of in the moment as it relates to your physicality that you play with?
I don't know. People always tell me I just play mad. I just come on the field, and it's just a different type of click because I don't see it, but when I'm around people, they're like, "You're such a nice guy," but when you're on the field, you're just so different. I'm like, I don't know.
Just watch your film, man. It's just like, dang.
Yes, sir.
David, for you, what would you say is your specialty? Would you say it's getting to the quarterback on passes? Or would you say it's more run fit, kind of playing the scheme? What's kind of your game throughout your career so far?
Really, I just started really getting good at my pass rush. I started getting a lot better at it. So I feel like I'm a lot better at stopping the run and being able to stop the running back. But I know I can rush the passer too.
I mean, hey man, you have 13 sacks this year. That's a pretty good year. Another question I have with that is just at the next level, obviously guys kind of either get put into DT, D end. At the next level, do you see yourself staying at one of those positions, or do you see yourself being someone like a DeMarvin Leal where you can play inside, out, wherever?
Yeah. Everybody's recruiting me to be able to play inside and out right now, so that's what I'm expected to play. But if you put me in D tackle and that's my only position, I'll be fine doing that too.
When you're hanging out watching football, who do you watch? Like in the pros, like who do you kind of watch? Like, oh, I'm gonna take some stuff from him, or I'm gonna take some stuff from him.
I watch a lot of Aaron Donald. Before every game, I watch Lawrence Taylor and Tayshawn's college highlights. So, yeah, those three people, really.
All right, off the football, I'm going to give you a 5, whatever comes to your mind.
Okay.
Celebrity dream date.
All right, celebrity dream date. Probably Zendaya.
Okay.
What about if you had a superpower like all these superpower movies, what would be your superpower?
Superpower. I want to have super strength or super speed, one of the two.
Favorite vacation spot?
Favorite vacation spot? A place I always wanted to go to is Japan.
Nice. Dream car. That's the number 4.
BMW i8.
And finally, what would be like? They have a walk-up song for football players. What's your walk-up song?
Walk-up song. It'll probably be probably something about YoungBoy or something.
Okay. David, this year, going into your season, what are things that you're going to be working on in the off season to just kind of better your game and stuff?
I always like to get smarter and learn new schemes. So definitely my mental aspect in the game, and probably work on my hands when I get off and getting stronger, faster, bigger.
What's been kind of the coolest road game you've been to? Like, who do you circle? Like, hey, we want to go to this school and play them. They got a good fan base. They got a good crowd. They're always chirping. Where do y'all like to go play?
Go play? Well, since this is my first year here, I would like to say I want to go back and play Prosper. They beat us this year. It was a close game the year before. I want to go back and play them.
Prosper's been pretty consistent in that district for a while, so I feel like that'd be a great matchup for next year as well.
Yes, sir.
What's your take on? I mean, I'm kind of old, but what is your take on how the transfer portal has changed this thing, man? It seems like it's flipped recruiting.
Yeah. Really, the transfer portal is going to make it a lot harder and make it more competitive, which I like to do. I just know I'm going to earn my keep. That's all I got to say about that. I'm going to earn my keep. Yes, sir.
And then, you know, if you could rep a product, I'm a Starbucks guy and a Chick-fil-A guy, both. So if I was repping a product in an NIL situation, I'd be like, boom, Starbucks, hit me. What would you want to rep as it relates to like an NIL, your dream NIL product?
Dream NIL product, probably be Jordan all the way.
Well played. Beats would be good. I can feel beats.
Important question though. What is your go-to Whataburger order?
Go-to Whataburger order. Probably the sweet and spicy bacon burger.
That dude ain't eating Whataburger.
What are you talking about, man?
He's full flex mode.
The sweet and spicy bacon burger, y'all gotta. I don't know. Best one there. To me, best burger there.
Oh yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So your timeline is Under Armour game.
Mm-hmm.
You don't. I mean, schools. Are you looking for a place that is going to propel you to the NFL? Is it playing time? Is it close to home? What's kind of your trigger points? Is what you're really looking for?
Really, I'm just looking for someone that feels like home. I'm a big family type of guy, so if I want to be able to leave my house here and be able to go to a college that feels like another family to me.
You got any little brother hanging around the house that's going to be the next big thing?
Yes, sir. I got 2 little brothers and 2 sisters.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, dang. All right.
So, David, as we're kind of just wrapping it up here, if anyone has questions whoever's on here, have any questions for David, make sure y'all send them in. We'll kind of pick a couple and ask them. David, kind of while we're waiting for that, what was your favorite moment of this season playing for Allen?
My favorite moment, probably beating Trinity is probably my favorite moment. Just the way that the fans here and my teammates and my coaches all came together after the game. It was just a big moment for us. That's probably one of my favorite moments.
Hey, I'm getting a text here from somebody. Tell me if they're asking, with all this kind of, like, when you go on these visits and that, you know, people have amazing social media, what's been kind of the coolest social media situation that you've been into when you've been on a visit, be it in uniforms or like spinning things that you stand on? What's been kind of the coolest thing you've seen?
Either Oklahoma, Alabama, or Texas. Oklahoma's is pretty cool. They got one where you get on top of a trampoline and you jump up and you take pictures on there. It look like you're doing the jump man sign on there.
Oh,
Then they got another station where they put you you do like a video, like a rap video type thing, and they make it for you.
nice.
That sounds sick.
Yeah.
All right, David, I got a question from the chat. What college football coach have you connected with the most so far? Who's someone that you just talk to on a daily, just in general, that you've just made a good connection with so far?
There's probably 3 that I can think of. Coach Joyner from Ole Miss. I've been knowing him since my 8th grade year. He's one of the first people to offer me an SFU. So him, Coach Robinson from Texas A&M, and Coach Bates. But now that he coaches at Oklahoma.
Oh, cool, man.
Yes, sir.
Another question was, what camps, are you doing any camps in particular this summer?
Not that I know of right now.
I got another question for you. Oh, who was the best player that you went against this year that you came away from the game and you were like, that guy's good. That guy's going to go somewhere big too?
Probably Cam. Cam is probably the best I went against. Yeah, probably him or the dude from Trinity, the running back.
So you talking about Cam Dewberry of Atascocita. He's heading to Texas A&M. Yeah, y'all play some tough teams too. I mean, y'all aren't backing down from anybody.
Yes, sir, we do.
Well, if anyone else has any more questions for David here, make sure y'all quickly ask him. We're going to be wrapping it up here very shortly. David, give us your thoughts on NIL and how that's gonna, how that's gonna kind of, if that influences you at all, if it doesn't influence you at all. What are your thoughts on NIL?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So with the NIL, I feel like it's a pretty cool thing to be able to pay it off your likeness and be able to get money off of that. I feel like that's a cool thing, but it won't persuade me to really go to any school because I know I can make a lot of money in NIL, but the main goal is to go to the NFL, which I can make a lot more money going to the NFL.
Somebody just asked, what's the coolest facilities that you've seen so far in colleges?
Coolest facility? It had to be Missouri or Oklahoma. Missouri has the coolest facility.
Nice.
What
has been, another question that we got is, what's been your favorite stadium that you've gone to so far? Just the atmosphere in the stadium in general.
Texas.
Okay, DKR.
Yes, sir.
What was your dream school growing up?
My dream school growing up, I used to love Oregon.
Okay, they had all those sweet jerseys back then, man.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I remember when they came out with the pink uniforms, I think, one year. Or no, it was the black uniforms with the pink O those were probably one of my favorites I've seen.
Yeah, I used to love Oregon so much because I used to watch D'Anthony Thomas's
Okay.
highlights on YouTube all the time.
Anthony was cool, man. He was probably one of the most underrated but best college football backs that we've seen probably in the past decade.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to text you later. Zendaya did text me her number, and he said for me to pass it on to you. So I'll hit you with that shortly. All right,
Yes,
Jackson, well done. Hey, Hicks is making history, man. This is our first ever VYPE Live.
yes, sir.
David Hicks of Allen, the #1 player in the state of Texas going into 2023.
David, thanks for coming on, man. It was a pleasure talking to you, getting to know a little bit more about what goes down in the recruiting world, what goes down being a recruit. If y'all like this, we will have another one next week, episode 2. We will release which player we will be doing it with next week, so y'all keep an eye out for that. David, it's a pleasure having you. Thanks for coming on. Everyone else, thank you for showing up. Matt, thank you for being the co-host with me. We will see y'all next week. Thanks, everyone.
You got it, man.
Thanks,
Dave. Star power, baby. Star power.
Yes, sir.